Hi everyone, Ron Kaiser here. This morning I was talking with some friends of mine on Facebook, and I was telling them that I was thinking of making a new video, but I couldn't quite decide on what I wanted to do it on. One of my friends made a suggestion that I do it on the subject of the courage of being you, doing what you want to do and not worrying about what anyone else would say. He also said that he would like a tutorial on how to do a green screen video. Now all of a sudden the wheels started turning, and I realized that I could make combine both videos into one, literally kill two birds with one stone, if you will. So now I'm going to show you a video on how to make a green screen video on courage of being you. Now, one of the first things that you're going to need, and the most important thing you're going to need, is a green screen. You can go online and Google green screen fabric on Google, and you'll find a lot of places that has them, and they will sell them to you. You can find cheap ones for about 20 bucks, but it's shipping and handling, and it's going to be about a week's delivery before you get it. You can also find more expensive ones, upwards towards $100 and more, but these will come with frames that you can hook your green screen up to, and this way you can carry it with you wherever you go. It's movable. Again, shipping and handling, and you'll have to wait about a week. Now, if you live in a city or in the suburbs of a city, you have a lot of stores around you, and you can probably look in your phone book and find a store that will sell you the green screen fabric and everything else that you would need, the frames and whatnot, if you want to go that route. If you're like me and you live in a rural area, you don't have many choices. The only best choice I had was Walmart, and Walmart does not have green screen fabric. So I had to do a little thinking here. Now, I came across a video on YouTube about making green screen video backgrounds, and what they came up with was, and it was a very ingenious idea, and you can get it in Walmart if you're in the rural country like me. Get yourself some poster board, fluorescent green poster board. You can also get fluorescent green duct tape that you can tape everything up onto the wall and connect all the poster boards together. Now, when you look at this poster board by itself, it's going to look ugly. When you making your video of yourself, it's going to look ugly in the background. But when you use the green screen software and you edit out the green screen, you're not going to notice it, so it doesn't matter what it looks like. Only you're going to know. And if you don't mind, it don't matter. Now, to me it was a good idea, but my problem was that behind here I have a bookcase. For me to hang that up and attach it to the wall, I would have to move the bookcase, which means then I would have a piece of furniture hanging out in the middle of nowhere, because I would have no place else to put it. You see, I have a very small office and not a lot of room, which is why you can only see so much of me and not more. Then I decided, well, how about if I hang it from the ceiling? So I bought my poster board, I got my duct tape, and I created it, hung it up from the wall, and believe it or not, it worked. It worked very well. I created a short video to test it out, and like I said, it came out good. The only problem with that was because it was so heavy, and I only hung it up by duct tape. The whole thing came crashing down because of the weight. Luckily, nothing from the ceiling came down because it was only hooked up with duct tape. So there went that idea. So I got to thinking again, and one day when I was in a dollar store called Dollar General, the idea came to me. What this is here is nothing more than a vinyl shower curtain. Cost me $3. It was clear, which is exactly what I needed. So I went, I bought it. I bought myself some white priming spray paint, because regular spray paint is not going to hold onto vinyl or plastic. So I needed the primer to make the paint stick to it. And then I got a can of fluorescent green spray paint. Put everything together, one coat. It looked good, but it was very light, so I didn't really get the desired effect I wanted. So I got another can, and it works good right now the way it is. You can see though that there are some dark spots and some light spots. It probably would need another coat, but right now I can get away with using it the way it is. If you saw my video on Labor Day, about Labor Day, you'll see that it does the job. Now, another thing that you need is proper lighting. What is recommended is that you have 2 lights on either side of you shining towards you, and 2 lights behind you shining behind you. Reason for that is, if you notice here, there is a shadow behind me, of me. The lights behind you are going to take care of that shadow. Now, I don't have lights behind me. All I have are the 2 lights in front of me. Now, lights I'm using, they're not professional lights, which you can buy for about $100 or so each one. But what I did was got some 75-watt halogen light bulbs, which are brighter than normal light bulbs, and I have them shining towards me. There is a reflection behind me, but when I filter out the green screen, you don't really see the shadow. So for what I'm doing right now, it's good. Another thing I suggest is if you're going to be using a webcam, is to have a wireless mouse like I'm holding in my hand right now. As you can see, if you've noticed all the time I've been talking, this way you can stop the video when you're finished. If you're using a regular video camera, have a remote control handy with you, again in your hand, to shut off the video when you're done, or else you can have someone with you standing by the camera to turn it off when you're done. Now, you will also need the actual software to do it with. There are software that you can have for Macs called Camtasia. Very pricey, and that's pretty much the only one for Macs. And then for PCs, you can use Sony Vegas Movie Studio. Again, that's one of the better ones for PCs, but it is also pricey. The one that I'm using, and it's very good price, only $60. They're having a special on it right now. Don't worry, I'm not an affiliate, so if you buy it, I'm not going to make any money from it. But it's called Corel Movie Studio Pro version 5. Like I said, it's very good. This is what I use, and I'm happy with it. All 3 of them, you get a 30-day trial, so you can check it out before you even make a purchase. Now, what I like about Corel is that there are a lot of pre-made templates that you can use. The transitions, the side effects, you can pretty much do anything you want with it. Like I said, for green screen right now, I can make myself, I'm standing here right now, but I can make myself be in an office like this. And now if you're good enough and you're experienced enough, you can make you sit down even at the desk like that and make it seem like you're sitting behind the desk. Then what you can do, if you want, with the special effects, even though you're inside the house, you can go and put on your old trusty jacket, put on your old trusty hat here, looking pretty spiffy, ain't I? There you go, and boom, you're outside. no problem. You're just giving you're inside, but you're giving the appearance that you are outside. And with the special effects, you can do anything. Like you can, here I am standing in front of a log house. So I would like to have a log house, maybe not this one, but a log house. And you see me standing in front of it, and I can have all of a sudden lightning bolts coming down. I can have it starting to pouring rain. You can do anything you want with it. This is fantastic. Well, let me end this part of the video, and then let me get into the next part. With that, I'll use a screencasting or screen capture software. So actually, you're getting 3 lessons instead of 2. Getting the Courage, green screen, and the screen capture software lessons all in one. So I'll see you on the next one. Take care now. Bye. Hi, Ron Kaiser here, and now it's time for our regularly scheduled video on how to have the courage to do your own thing. Now, what does it mean to have the courage to do your own thing? Well, when we think of the phrase doing your own thing, it pretty much means to do exactly what you want, to follow your interests, to be independent, and to be an individual. To have the courage to do your own thing, then, means that you'll do your own thing without following what other people do or worrying about what they think. Now, why is this courage good to have? We weren't born to be a cookie cutter. We were born to be unique. Why fit in when we were born to stand out? Too many people don't want to be unique because they fear what others will say or think about them. E.E. Cummings said it best when he said, "It takes courage to grow up and become who you really are." Is it scary to do? Absolutely. We were all programmed from our earliest childhood to fit the norm. That the only way that you'll ever be accepted is to be like everyone else. I know my parents told me when I was younger, don't be different. If you want to get ahead, you have to be like everyone else. I'm sure your parents or someone else has told you something like that or similar. Now, why should we settle for being like everyone else? We, all of us, can only be a second-rate imitation of someone else. However, we are the best original copy of ourselves that ever was and ever will be. There are 2 quotes from that renowned philosopher, Dr. Seuss, that I think sums this up very well. One of them is, the first one, "Today you are you, that is truer than true. There is no one alive who is youer than you." And the second one is, "Be who you are and say what you feel, because those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind." Do the right thing for you. If you do the right thing and do it well, who cares what others think? Remember that even the most successful people have critics. It has been my experience that when someone says, "You can't do that," they actually mean that they can't do it and they don't want you to do it either. This way of thinking comes from that nasty 4-letter word, fear. According to Ralph Waldo Emerson, whatever you do, you need courage. Whatever course you decide upon, there is always someone to tell you that you are wrong. There are always difficulties arising that tempt you to believe that your critics are right. To map out a course of action and follow it to the end requires some of the same courage that a soldier needs. Peace has its victories, but it takes brave men and women to win them. We will always have fear. Fear is a part of life. It's human nature to have fear. We can never eliminate fear completely, but we can, however, overcome fear. This is where the courage comes into play. Mark Twain said, "Courage is resistance to fear, mastery of fear, not the absence of fear." Nelson Mandela said, "I've learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers fear." I don't know if you saw the movie The Curious Case of Benjamin Button or not, but in it, one of the characters, Eric Roth, says, "For what it's worth, it's never too late, or in my case, never too early to be whoever you want to be. There's no time limit. Stop whenever you want. You can change or stay the same. There are no rules to do this. We can make the best or the worst of it. I hope you make the best of it, and I hope you see things that startle you. I hope you feel things that you've never felt before. I hope you meet people with a different point of view. I hope you live a life that you're proud of. If you find that you're not, I hope you have the courage to start over again. Now, I don't know if you've noticed, but me personally, I have a definitely fear of talking in a group of people. I mean, I cannot get on stage and talk to people. On my parents' 50th wedding anniversary, I had to make a toast, and I was up there stammering like a fool. But it was something I had to do, something I wanted to do. So I had to bring the courage up to do it. Again, talking to other people also carries over to making videos. You know, I'm standing here right now, I have butterflies in my stomach. I'm scared to death right now, but it's something I have to do because in the long run, I feel that it's going to help me become the person that I want to be, which is a successful entrepreneur. And being an entrepreneur means I have to know and learn how to talk to people and convey what I want to say without all that stammering and everything. So this is a good way for me to practice doing it. So how can we overcome this fear to become the person that we were meant to be? Now, the following are some suggestions for conquering fear itself, but they can be used for this fear and for all other fears. First one is, don't dwell on failures. You might have done something that was considered wrong in your past, and because of that, you don't want to try anything new in the future. You'd rather stay with what everyone else deemed to be correct. Don't psych yourself out this way. Focus on the things that you've done right rather than the things that didn't work out right. 2, visualize a positive outcome. Rehearse in your mind how things will turn out for you for the better. Imagine it as a positive outcome. 3, don't procrastinate. Procrastinating promotes fear, and when you're scared, thinking is your worst enemy. Just act and do it quickly. The more time you take to act, the more time you'll have to talk yourself out of becoming the new you. Think confidently. Research has shown that faking confidence actually leads to the real thing. Think like the person you want to be like. When you start thinking that way, you are actually starting to make plans. Planning is a root cause of all success. Be positive. When a person has a strong, secure belief that he/she will do well, they're actually able to do better than they ever knew they could. Your defenses are relaxed, your guard is down, and you will stop spending your time and energy protecting yourself from being hurt. Stop using "but" as an excuse. Every time you tell yourself you can't do it, argue with yourself. For every reason you come up with as to why you can't do it, come up with a reason for why you can. Keep fighting with yourself to overcome your excuses, and you will. Visualize your success. Make a list of the advantages of being the new you. By doing this, you'll be looking at the positive consequences of being the new you. Then fantasize about your life after you've made those changes. Focus on the positive outcome that will bring you the best results. Look sharp and take care of yourself. Research has shown that when we dress nicely and care about how we look, we have more confidence in ourselves and in what we do. Try to keep things in perspective. Most people are usually waiting for some cutting remark from others. These remarks become huge things in our minds and become rebukes for imagined transgressions. This stops any chance for having the confidence you need to go forward. You will always have critics. Take what they say in stride. That's all I can say on that. Don't seek perfection. Being perfect takes work, and that will sap your confidence. I don't know about you, but I've never met anyone who is perfect. Do your best and let everything go. Read success books. I know many people don't like them and they get a bum rap. However, many books are good. Read and absorb the stories of how other people overcame their fear. I'm sure you can find something in these books to help you along. And finally, don't compare yourself to others. As I mentioned before, we are all unique. Comparing yourself to others will make you feel inadequate. What's important is just being the best you can be. Just be yourself. Now, these steps are effective, but no list is ever going to be complete. You may like these steps or you may not agree with them. Do your own research to find other possible ways to help you become the person that you were meant to be. In order for any technique, though, to be effective, you must practice them. Find one or two and practice them, even if it's only for 10 minutes a day. When you're comfortable with them, select another pair and do the same thing. Keep going and never give up. As the late Corey Rudl once said, true failure is not when you fail, it's when you give up. I know you're not a failure, and you should know that too. Now, I hope you've learned something here, and I hope you take it to heart and move forward to becoming the real you. When you accomplish this, you will feel the most comfortable in your own skin than you've ever done before, and it'll be worth it. Take care now and have an awesome day in life. Remember, you deserve it. Bye-bye.